Good to see you back on the channel. Thank you for being around. And we got some crazy things going on, right? Lots of new information. 3i Atlas. The Age of Disclosure, right? The new documentary. Finally, maybe bringing us as a society more forward into the direction of disclosure and the secret of our brothers and sisters in the skies waiting for us. Can you believe it or not? We will find out, I guess. And Donald Trump might be in contact with some tall white aliens. Can you believe it? What is actually happening? And we got a guy that was able to precisely predict the assassination of President Donald Trump. And he was right. And now he's talking about UFO or an alien ship that might come to Earth. So, if you're interested, stick around and let's go. We're gonna hop right into the video with our beloved professor, Dr. Avi Loeb. He get some new information going on, sharing with us about 3i Atlas, some new things, some new directions Atlas might is heading to. And yeah, let's see what he has to tell us.
Thanks for having me, Natasha. Well, the verdict should not be decided by administrators at NASA. It should be decided by the data. And in fact, the best image that they offered at the press conference indicated that there is fuzz elongated. There is some glow in front.
It's actually a good thing. Shouldn't be decided by NASA. Should be decided by data, my man. That's how we do.
Of the object in the direction of motion, not in the direction of the sun, as we might expect from evaporation of pockets of ice as a result of illumination by sunlight, or the push of the gas that comes out of those pockets of ice opposite to the direction of the sun. Instead, we see it perpendicular to the direction of the sun, in the direction of motion. And the question is whether this is a beam of light or a beam of particles that are used to clear out any micrometeorites that might be impacting the object as it moves forward.
Maji talking about some technology that is like freeing the space for it to be able to, maneuver through space forward without having anything that it could collide with, if I understand that right. But, well, we're gonna find out, I guess.
So to me, it raises more questions than it answers. And then I just calculated today that, in fact, 3i Atlas gets near Jupiter on March 16th.
March 16th, guys. You did hear it, March 16th, right? Let's go.
2026 at a distance which is exactly identical to the distance inside of which Jupiter's gravity dominates over the sun's gravity. And this coincidence is to within 1 part in 26,000. Quite amazing. It's remarkably exactly the right distance for Jupiter's gravity to dominate when 3 Atlas comes closest to it. And in fact, the non-gravitational acceleration that was reported after it came closest to the sun, there was some push that was noticed in its trajectory, some slight deviation from the original path.
So, well, basically, he's kind of repeating what he was telling us before, right? That it had this non-gravitational acceleration going on. Trying to bring everything into context, if I get it right. If I get that right. But yeah, well, if it's a coincidence that it might head towards Jupiter when the gravity is dominating the sun's gravity, I don't know. I don't know about that, bro.
Is needed in order to bring it exactly to that location.
3i Atlas, comet or alien craft. Ugh.
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to, man. The way they were coming in. From the side, bro. You feel me?
So by now I have even more puzzles, and the fact that NASA ignores the anomalies that 3i Atlas had, meaning the
NASA is ignoring everything. NASA's just like, So guys, I mean, yeah, that's just a very, very common comet. I mean, it's not really normal because it's just a third of a kind coming from out of our solar system. But anyways, guys, why are you asking so many questions? I mean, during the government shutdown, we couldn't do anything, right? So why are you hating on us, man? I mean, we get like $25 billion each year, so shut that up, man. Look there. There's something more interesting going on, right? Don't question us. Come on. Leave me alone.
A very small likelihood that it lies in the plane of the planets around the sun, and its very large size, 1 million times more massive object than the first interstellar object, you know, that obviously allows them to make a very confident statement that it's a comet, but I'm still very intrigued by these anomalies.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it did feel like a very confident statement from them. I want to pull this up on the...
Well, whatever's confident for you, I guess.
other side, because you pulled no punches when writing about NASA's certainty. On Medium, you write, quote, imaginative scientists master the humility to learn something new from anomalies rather than display the arrogance of expertise. Those are scientific fighting words, Professor Loeb. What
It's a good way to describe it, though.
Specific anomalies right now are standing out to you the most that you want NASA to be more open to?
Well, the most important ones are the large mass of this object. We don't expect such a massive package to be delivered once per decade into the inner solar system, given the mass.
So yeah, it should be quite, people say it's quite big, kind of the size of Manhattan or something, right? So that's actually very, very big.
Reservoir of rocks in interstellar space. They didn't even get to that. Then, of course, the fact that the trajectory lies in the plane of the planets. And finally, what I realized today, that it comes exactly at the right distance from Jupiter for Jupiter's gravity to dominate. So if it wants to release some probes near Jupiter, that's where it needs to be.
Ooh, let's get those probes in, bro. It's coming, guys, and I know, man, it's coming. I'm telling you. No, but seriously, I got quite some things that are quite interesting. In the end, we don't know anything, but we can be curious, and we'll see if something happens.
And just think about the fact that humanity, the human species, emerged on Earth only over the past few million years, whereas this object probably started its journey billions of years ago. So Jupiter is easy to recognize, the biggest planet in the solar system, and perhaps that's what attracted their visit. We tend to think that it's all about us.
That's what I'm saying, it's not just about us. Okay, enough of Mr. Loeb. Let's continue and let's go forward to some other people, because what we have now is the age of disclosure. And what that is a documentary released now actually on the 21st of November. And I did not see it. Quite expensive. There are other ways to watch that movie, of course, if you know what I mean. But for now, I'm not as interested, to be honest. And so I don't have an opinion of it, right? But quite some people saying it's breaking. It's like so good. It's bringing things forward into the direction of disclosure. Others are saying it's kind of the old thing, right? Nothing crazy. Just like some news interviews of some politicians. And kind of this gatekeeping thing. So no real, like brand new information that is changing anything. Maybe some names here and there that people wouldn't expect or wouldn't have expected. But beside that, yeah, we'll see. So this is basically the picture, right? So if you watched it, definitely leave a comment below. How was it? How did you find it? Like, did it move you or anything? Or was there something new for you? Could you learn something? Or do you feel like things are actually changing right now? So yeah, if so, let me know definitely in the comments. And also, if you enjoy videos like this and you're around already, don't lose your time And please click on that subscribe button. It would mean a ton to me and support me to grow the channel and create more videos like those. And if you have any ideas what I should dig into the next time, definitely leave a comment as well. And let's continue with the video. So in this documentary, there was a guy, Tim Burchett. I have no idea if I did say that name in the right way, but Tim Burchett is now also kind of being criticized because he actually talked about 3I Atlas, saying now that that's no comet or meteorite at all, basically, right? So either you're into this kind of, it's definitely not a comet, or you're basically just, dude, it's such a natural thing. Oh my God, the gaslighting is real. So what are you even talking about? I don't know. What do you think about 3I Atlas in general? Leave a comment below. I guess we're in the age of disclosure. Another very interesting thing is, and I don't know if you've seen that one before, is that the NASA did actually end a live stream from the ISS, International Space Station, where some, let's say, weird object seems to fly through the camera. And we're just gonna see, right? Take a look into what actually happened here and if we can see something special.
At the work volume, we're going to have the UV lights running for decon, and we don't want you entering that work volume while it's still in work.
Absolutely. I will not do anything inside the work volume. There you go. Thanks for the heads up.
Hello.
Excellent config. You're very welcome. And just to kind of smooth things over when we do come back to you, you'll be on Space to Ground 3 for your ops today with Shankini.
Mm-hmm. What was
with
that?
Shankini. Thanks.
What is that? What is this? I don't know about that, bro. I mean, it looks kind of... Yeah. I mean, it looks like those typical TR3B type triangle type craft thing, you know? So that was kind of interesting, I find. And another thing is we have Diego San Araujo. He's an astronomer and he made a picture, actually. So a couple of pictures stacked on top of each other, creating some kind of movement of 3I Atlas, which looks insane. So this is very low quality, gotta say that. But we have much more clear pictures of the same thing. So let's gonna take a look. So as you can see, it is not looking, at least to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not looking like a comet, right? So something you can say rotating, exactly matching with that thing that we discovered before already, which also looks kind of, let's say, rotating. So not just like moving straight, having this typical tail, as the usual comet would have that. But yeah, definitely interesting. And the next thing looks, or the same thing actually, just in a picture, looks very, very interesting, I find. And take a look at this. So this is what I was talking about right now. 3I Atlas, basically, yeah, pictures stacked on top of each other, creating this image. And it looks very, very majestical, I find, in a way, right? So very mystical. And I don't know, there's something magical about it, man. What the hell is that? But it's not looking evil, or like, if I look at that thing, I don't get any bad vibes of it. So I don't know. How do you feel about it? We don't really know what's going on. Anyways, so those are all things 3I Atlas, the age of disclosure. So I'm trying to bring a couple of things into context, as you can tell, hopefully. And now we're coming to our beloved president, Mr. Donald Trump. Why Donald Trump? Because there are some crazy headlines at the moment where you could maybe even say it's kind of bringing us into some sort of disclosure phase, maybe. I mean, could be clever to bring out those things right at the time you kind of want to release the Epstein files, I guess, but maybe I'm wrong. So we're gonna take a look and look at this. I mean, secret war with non-human beings. New documentary sparks fears. Trump may reveal hidden tech race with aliens. Oh my goodness. Claims of an 80-year cover-up, non-human craft recovery, and political involvement pushed the debate and the mainstream attention. It's actually interesting. Let's look at the next one. President Trump could reveal existence of non-human intelligent life in the near future, says documentary director. The Age of Disclosure, director Dan Farrar believes it's only a matter of time before a sitting president tells the world, "We're not alone in the universe." Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I'm kind of waiting for it. So let's go. So, and what is really interesting now, and it's nothing that new anymore, but very interesting if you bring it into context, we have this Israeli military guy, retired, that is saying Donald Trump might be in contact with aliens, right? And that he's on the verge of disclosing things, but he can't. And oh my God, what? So let's take a look.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News chief global correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alice.
First of all, guys, why? Why the hell would you say something like this if you're retired, right? It's like, dude, I mean, maybe he wants to start a career as like this UFO type guy writing books and come to my home, I'm gonna show you where an alien peed into the corner, right? So, and it's like, but this is huge. I feel like I don't remember that many people talking about that thing back in the day, beside typical people on Twitter and stuff, right? So it's very interesting to me that an Israeli military guy is saying something like this out of nowhere. I mean, why would you do that if it's just a lie, right?
Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years, not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens.
Dude, this is insane, man. This typical Galactic Federation type thing, that he's saying that this is actually the thing that is happening, is crazy. I mean, just imagine it being like this. I don't say it's not like this, but I don't have personal experience, so I'm not like this. Yeah, of course the Galactic Federation is real, right? I am very sure that we are not alone. I mean, that's just the way things needs to be, because we are existing. So of course we're not alone. That's at least my point of view, right? But like, yeah, of course Galactic Federation is a thing. I mean, I met him yesterday, talked about the world and stuff. So, right, like, what are you saying? That's not where I am, but I'm waiting for things to, have my own experience and judging then, right? So.
And he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria.
Oh, mass hysteria, come on, man. Ah. I mean, just imagine. Like, he would have done that like years ago. Imagine.
Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is.
Dude, they're just like, I'm just gonna drop the bomb truth. Yeah. Boom. They're just like, I'm gonna drop the truth bomb and nobody cares. Fucking hell. Right? So I find that piece of video very, very interesting, if you're asking me. But that's not it. There's more. There's more. There's Brandon Biggs, for example. It's this Christian priest type guy, you could say. And he's having a lot of visions, right? So I am very, very skeptical and careful with people online claiming to have the ability to kind of foresee things, kind of being a prophet, or like, there's a lot of money involved into that thing, can be at least. So I'm very, skeptical. Not saying that it's not existing. I definitely feel like there are people where you can say there's something going on. This guy is actually insane because he predicted the Trump assassination a couple months before it happened. On 15th of March 2024, he did predict what then actually happened. So let's take a look.
Because the Lord told me, he said, I am not done with America. Amen. He said, there's going to be a new wave of patriotism coming out. And that's whenever I saw Trump, and I saw a red wave coming out of Michigan. And then I saw Oklahoma, and there was embers of people, and they were all on they had torches all throughout Oklahoma, and they were raising up these torches that looked like fire. And they were bringing forth a new patriotism upon the nation. And it was being birthed, and it just kept spreading like fire all throughout America, all throughout. And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life.
This is where things are getting crazy. So wait for it. It's actually crazy. I mean, what he was saying for now, or till now, is something you could argue, yeah, I mean, you can say that and always be kind of right, depending on at which moment of the year you're waiting. At some point, he's probably going to be successful, and you can say it's kind of this red wave, but look now. Watch now.
This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum.
So this is actually crazy, right? This is actually crazy. It's a very detailed, description of what actually happened on that day.
And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming.
So you can really look into the video. It's on YouTube, and he actually did predict that thing right before it happened, which is insane. The interesting thing is now that, first of all, I have to say Brandon Biggs, and I don't know a lot about that man. And to me, he seems to be a very nice guy. Me personally, I'm not a Christian in the normal way, right? So I do believe in whatever you want to call it, the spirit. Yeah, creator of everything, definitely. I just don't put a label on it. So Brandon Biggs, though, is quite sure that aliens don't exist in that sense, as a lot of Christians are, I feel like, which is, to me personally, kind of a thing where I'm a bit like, at least to me, when I feel into it, it doesn't make sense that aliens are just demons, right? Because if we exist and another species exists on another planet or whatever, why should they be demons? Because they could look at us of the same from the same perspective, right? So it's kind of a thing of definition. So it depends how you define things. It can be either this or this. So for me, it's a very, not easy to say. Anyways, jumping back to the video, is that he is also talking about a mothership, alien mothership flying above the ocean, which is crazy. And I don't know, might it be 3i Atlas or is it something else? Take a look at that, man.
I saw these major alien ship, and it flies over the Vatican, and it goes over the Mayan temples down in Mexico. And I said, Lord, is there two of these? Because I keep praying about this. And he said, no, it's just one. And that's what's going to make everybody freak out, because they're going to see it moving across the ocean. You understand? It's going to be something that's going to be on TV. It's going to move across the ocean, and people are going to freak out in the days ahead. Then I saw little bitty ships coming out of this mothership that were balls of light. And it wasn't a real ship. It was demonic looking light that was traveling around, causing confusion in our skies. You say, Brandon, that sounds way out there. Yeah, it is. It was way out there to me. I didn't even want to talk about it, but I'm instructed to. You say, well, Brandon, that sounds like you're on something. Well, no, folks, I'm just here to warn you. I'm just here to warn you. And as wild out there as a sound, fearful sights you will see that will bring you to your knee. I'm here to warn you. The enemy is not playing fair with trying to deceive people with what's coming. He's going to throw all the curveballs he can to try to deceive the nations. When the Antichrist steps on the scene and he says, hey, we have a solution for all the problems in the days ahead. I have peace. I'm going to bring peace. I'm going to bring in prosperity. I'm going to do all this. But all you have to do is bow your knee to me on Fridays. And you're going to get a chip. You're going to have to do all these.
You know, that boy also seems to be bringing in the Muslims I don't know if he tries to call Muslims the Antichrist or if he's all into the Project Bluebeam right now, talking about like deception, just holograms, so it's actually not a real light, just this demonic type light. Yeah, right? So people have different tendencies to talk about that topic. I am very, very open-minded. I mean, we'll see. In the end, we don't know anything. If some alien race wants to blow us up, they would have done that earlier, I would say. Who knows? Maybe they're just waiting for the right moment. I don't know. I thought that's definitely interesting. So we can see if that prophecy is actually also true or if he's onto something or not. Another thing is now, which is the next, I feel like it's kind of the next puzzle, the next small piece in the puzzle. In the last years, actually now, talking about years, we do have a lot of drone sightings, as you know, the New Jersey drones. I think you can definitely remember those. And it didn't stop, right? First it was very concentrated, you could say, in like North America. Now we have a lot of things like this, sightings going on in Europe and also here now, right? Very, very recent. The airport in Eindhoven, Netherlands is definitely interesting. Let's take a look.
We are hearing from the Dutch defense minister that air traffic at Eindhoven airport has been suspended due to multiple drone sightings. We've also found out from the Eindhoven airport website that at least 2 flights have been diverted. So that breaking news of the past 10 minutes or so, that air traffic at Eindhoven airport has been suspended due to multiple drone sightings. We'll of course bring you more developments on that story as we get them.
So this is definitely something interesting because it's getting more and more and more. And also here we have some news coming in from Fox News. UFO-like drones targeted police helicopter over airbase before vanishing. Report. So this is also very, very interesting. We have a lot of messages like that coming in the last couple of months. And talking about this, we have some crazy news coming in right now. Dutch troops opened fire on unidentified drones over NATO nuclear weapon base. This is crazy, right? So this is actually the first time I'm reading that some troops, some military and army actually opened fire on one of these drones. There were videos around back in the day of the New Jersey. There were videos around back then from the New Jersey drones where people seemed to like shoot on those things. I don't know if they were real. I think there were some fakes because AI was getting crazy at that moment of this time. So this is crazy. A lot of things happening. I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we are definitely onto something. There is definitely like a movement going on where people start to push for things. People start to push for disclosure, basically, because we can tell that there are definitely things that they don't want to talk about. And yeah, I feel like it is about time that things are changing. I would like to have that. We will see if it actually happens, but anyways, I'm staying on it. If there's anything new coming out, I'll definitely let you know, bringing you the update. I appreciate you for sticking around, spending your time with me. I hope you had fun and could learn something. Leave a comment below of the video. How do you think about this whole situation? Are you preparing for something, or what are your thoughts on that? Share the video, leave the subscribe button, and have a good time with your beloved ones, and I see you in the next video. Till then, I'm out.